Are you looking to get faster at Mountain Bike XCO? These are my top 7 bike upgrades and tips to be a faster mountain bike XCO racer. Right then, let's start with the important ones for all you bike pervs out there. The bike upgrades that have massively helped me get faster at Mountain Bike XCO. And number 1, I will admit, when I first got this, I was like, I don't know why I'd need it. It was a dropper seat post. Some people are going to be like, all the weight weenies. Oh, think about the extra 200 grams. But for me personally, the amount of extra confidence it gives me downhill and just being able to get in a better position on the bike has been an absolute game changer. And when I do ride my hardtail, which didn't have a dropper on, still for a bit of training, I realise just how important it is for me, especially when I'm not the most technically gifted rider. And in all honesty, it's a relatively inexpensive upgrade. See, wouldn't get under here without a dropper. Christ, look at that, lovely. Number 2 on the bike front, probably not so much of a inexpensive upgrade. It's a full suspension bike. Don't get me wrong, I love my hardtail still, but it is a game changer. Honestly, the comfort, the extra confidence you have on the downhill, the extra speed it holds when it just glides over stuff is honestly mind-boggling. Back before I had my first full susser, I was on a hardtail, and I was a Julian Absalon fanboy when he always used to ride a hardtail, and I was like, yeah, it looks so cool, it's so much lighter. But honestly, when I got the Epic last year, it blew my mind just how much faster it was through the single track, like comfort, the way it just rolled over roots with ease. And it's the same on the Anthem. I honestly don't think I'd race on a hardtail again unless the course was like super easy with no, like, basically a gravel race. Number 3, and it is remote lockout. Game changer this year so far. The amount of times last year I was having to reach down on my old bike, flick a switch, and then I'd forget about it, etc, etc. The new whip's got full lockout. The people that don't have it say to me, oh, I don't notice that bobbing. When you're on like a long drag or like an uphill drag, you can feel bobbing from the back of the bike. And I genuinely felt like last year when I was racing around Woody's bike park and a few of the other places which had like long gravel climby drags, I was bobbing and just wasting / using power that really wasn't going through the pedals. It wasn't moving me forward, it was bobbing me up and down. I could really feel it, and I'm sure other people can. When I say to some people, they're like, no, I don't feel it. I'm like, really? So that is a game changer. Just at the thumb, bang, locked out, then back onto full spring when I'm trying to be as sendy as I can be. Number 4, and it's tyres / tyre pressures. It's absolutely, the tyre pressure part is free. Like, I always used to be terrible at just whacking a load of air in, going out and smashing it. But there's a Mossa rider, always check with him what pressures he's running, because he always seems to have it dialed. It's something I need to master myself. I'm trying to master the mud here. But the first Goric of the season was in muddy conditions, and having a lower pressure definitely gave me more grip, and that was wicked. A lot of people have asked me about the Aspens I'm running this year, and I'll be honest, I haven't really tested them enough in different conditions, grip, rolling resistance. So far they feel good in the rides I have done, but one thing I have noticed, big difference between the Anthem and the Epic, is not so much bike or anything, it's the tyre width. And that was something I could have changed myself. I was running 2.2s last year, running 2.4s. I don't know if it's just in my head, but looking down, I feel like I'm on more of a trail bike. Just that extra confidence when I've been training on the Anthem and when I've been racing on it, I definitely feel more confident on that slightly wider tyre. Now, I know I've mentioned the Epic, so I'm only going to get the question, what's better, the Epic or the Anthem? And I'll be totally honest, I didn't pay for either of them, so I am probably more biased to the Anthem because obviously Giant sponsor me now. But I didn't pay for the Epic either. Long story short, it was Ben's. The frame cracked. While he was waiting for a replacement, he got a Scott Spark, and then I was given the Epic. There we go. One big difference, and I don't know if it is just the tyres, but genuinely I feel like the Anthem feels a bit more traily, if that makes sense. I don't know, I think it might just be the tyres. I much prefer having the full lockout on this bike, but I don't think if you blindfolded me, I'm not good enough to know the difference between the top end bikes. Yes, the S-Works was lighter, however, was it 5 grand's worth of money lighter? I don't know, but Del Boy fully pimped that bike out for me, and it was possibly the lightest, I'm putting it out there, possibly the lightest full suspension that you could buy or make. Now, to add to the weight thing, could I make the Anthem lighter? Yes, but it would then cost me X amount of money to do that. Also, don't really want to do that because money goes on baby stuff this year. But the last thing is, the Anthem's got a lot of cables out the front. The Epic didn't, but that's because I had like electronic dropper seat post, so I could get rid of cables. I didn't have the lockout. The only way to get rid of that is that new RockShox, or is it the Brain, whatever they've got. I'm definitely not paying for that, and that's just me being a bit fussy. Like, I like that crisp no cable look, like 2 cables for your brakes. But I guess the big thing for me is just price point. Like, the Epic didn't have a power meter, it didn't have the new T-type stuff and bits like that, and it probably is like retail 5 grand more. It's just ridiculous. Like, the value for money on the Giant Anthem is absolutely mind-boggling. And I was once told, what is the most important thing when you're buying a bike? Now, comment down below what you think before you listen to this next bit. And it was by someone that worked in the bike industry, and they said it's brand. People buy brands, not bikes. We have the brands we like, we have the brands that our favourite riders like, and that's what we want to ride, and it is so true. So would I recommend the Anthem? Absolutely, but I'm biased. So the best way to pick a bike is probably just keep doing what you're doing. Pick the brand you like, go out, ride them, test them, see if they feel good on a demo day, and find the quickest bike for you. But I am heading somewhere new to do some different trails, mix it up and make sure that I am actually getting faster downhill. So let's do that, and then we'll continue with the tips and tricks that have got me faster at Mountain Bike XCO. That is smash complete, 2 3/4 hours. Look, the wife has whipped up, well, she hasn't, they're frozen ones. She hasn't, she's not turned into a baker. Go on, peer your head in, Rocket, so you can see right there. Hello. Hello. It's not all bike upgrades. The next big thing for me was following a training program, or having some sort of training to follow, sessions to complete, the training in the gym as well. It's a bit subjective to me, but when I do the gym work, I feel like I'm putting more power through the pedals. Like, I have no metric of gauging whether it's actually working. Like, my FTP's gone up, but is that because of the bike stuff? Is that because of the gym stuff? I don't know. But I feel like I struggle with like a really high cadence. People probably noticed that in some of the videos. So doing the gym stuff makes me feel like I can put power through the pedals, which is class. And just having sessions, for me, it's like over-unders, prolonged efforts that make me feel like I'm on the pedals a lot. Tempo with surges, just really get the legs pumped, ready for bike racing. How's that croissant? Put your head forward. Lovely.
Lovely.
Lovely. Next up, a big thing for me is caffeine before the race. Got a coffee now. I used to be really bad at this. I wouldn't drink coffee, would I? Unless it was race day. I don't drink it. I take it in tablet form an hour before the race. I know caffeine doesn't work for everyone, and maybe the younger kids that watch my channel probably don't want to be popping caffeine tablets. But what it does, it just numbs the pain a little bit so it doesn't feel as bad. And for me, I feel wired. I don't have it every day, which means that when I do take it before a race, ping, 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 I'm like the Duracell bunny. Evening walk with this lovely lady, getting our exercise in, and the final point is race day nutrition. Now, it's something I've always struggled with, and I've been tinkering with it recently. I've been trying the rice pudding, stuff like that. But last year, I was having oats probably an hour before a race. Probably not ideal. And then I was taking 2 gels with me, but not actually using the gels. And I've had a lot of people comment recently, like, you're having 3 gels during a race, I'll do it on water. And that absolutely blows my mind, because I've realised now that having the gels actually helps. That last like lap or two, if someone said you can go 5% faster just through popping gels periodically through the race, you would pop a gel, and it genuinely does. Like, I used to be an absolute shell towards the end, and I thought it was like fitness, but I think it was where I wasn't fueling. Honestly, I don't care what gels you use. I'm obviously supported by Vela Forte, but definitely have a think about it, because it's massively helped me, like trying to get one in 20, 40, 60, having chews before the race to make sure I'm carved up. You're just absolutely burning through your glycogen stores when you're out there. So fuel your races. I'm still working on it, but during the races I've got it pretty dialed now with gels, and but I do need to hydrate better. I know that when I'm racing, and day to day I'm terrible. I'm like, what's an animal that doesn't drink much? What is it? Oh, I can't think. Anyway, someone will comment down below. So with all that, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. I hope it's been helpful for someone. If you've got any upgrades you made to your bike, or tips you've done with training, nutrition, anything, hit them up in the comments. But thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. What they got to do, Rocket? Like, subscribe, code George20, everything else, do it all. Catch you in the next video.